I wanted to start off and show you guys where I put the items that I shot my stash for last month, or last 2 months, basically. I kind of organized them in this set of drawers here since I cleaned all of this out when I did my last declutter. This entire set was completely empty. Wasn't really sure what to do with it, so I just stuck the products from I Shop My Stash in the drawers. I'm going to go ahead and clear these drawers out now because I think I'm ready to select another set of products. So let's do that now. Move this out of the way here. Okay, I'm going to go over really quickly what I used, what I didn't use, what my thoughts and feelings are now, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot more sitting up there. Okay, first and foremost, the Auric Glow Lust. I think I used this once. I mixed it in with my foundation. It's really beautiful mixed in. It's not something I can wear alone. It's pretty thick. It's got a much thicker consistency than like the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. So I'm not really sure how I feel about it yet. I would have to use it a lot more, but I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. It is a newer product. Definitely need to get more use out of it. There's a lot in here I didn't end up using. I was sick a lot this past month, which means I didn't wear makeup as much as I typically do. I didn't film at all. And on the days that I was actually able to go to work, I just stuck to the tried and true, so I didn't use a lot of these things. The Tom Ford Traceless Foundation Stick. It's just way too light for my skin tone. I picked up one of the absolute lightest shades. This one I think is in linen. Nope, pearl. So I've been really hesitant to use it because I don't want to look like a clown. And it's just really not my favorite foundation formula. It settles in all my fine lines and wrinkles, makes me look older than I am. So I kind of wanted to use that in conjunction with other foundation sticks just to get some use out of it, but I never did. Moving on to the Dior Air Flash Foundation. Never used this when I had it pulled. It's just one of those formulas that's really, really thin. It does have decent coverage, but it's also not my tone. So again, never reached for it. These are the types of things that I would reach for during filming just to kind of get some use out of them. Because obviously if I'm going to work, I want my foundation to match as much as possible. But again, I don't think I filmed at all this month that wasn't a declutter, so you all really didn't see makeup application. The Dior Backstage Foundation, I haven't used this. I mean, look at the tone. Way too light, yellow. Again, didn't get any use out of it. So I just want to rotate things out, kind of get some new products going that I can be excited about using. This is actually a really good contour stick. It's from Anastasia Beverly Hills in the shade Fawn. I love that. I've used it a lot. So, but I didn't use it this month. I did end up using the Cover FX concealer. It's okay. It's not my favorite. It does kind of bunch underneath my eyes. It's a little drying. The Marc Jacobs Extra Shot, this is like their caffeine-infused concealer. It's just not good. It's also very drying under the eyes. The Revlon Color Stay Grip Matte Primer, it's okay. Not my favorite. It's also not terrible. It's not one of those things that I'm going to reach for, though, on a consistent basis. I love the Rouge Romance palette from Jaclyn Cosmetics. Definitely got some use out of that this month. I also got some use out of this face palette from Makeup Forever. I ended up using some of the blushes, as you can see. I also tried to shade match my foundation and failed miserably. So, I love having this though, because I can reach in and grab different shades. So I'm going to take it out of my little Shop My Stash, but I did get some use out of it. The Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Y'all, this bronzer is so flippin' dry. Like, I thought it was dry the first time I used it, and now, after having it for a few weeks, it's even more dry. There's nothing creamy about it. It's just dry. It's super weird. I don't think I have any other bronzers, like cream bronzers, quite like this. Can you tell how dry it is? She dry. So, I'm going to pull this out of rotation. I don't hate it. It's not my favorite bronzer formula. The Haus Labs, what is this, a blush and highlighter duo? I believed I used the highlighter before work one day. Really beautiful, just an icy pink shade. It's nothing spectacular, but it is really pretty. I think I also used the blush one day. This was before she rebranded. Now she's bougie and expensive. So I'm going to take that out. Then I had also pulled this really beautiful blush from CoverGirl. I mean, look at that. Stunning red shade. It is called Hot Frenzy. It's just a beautiful, like, reddy orangey blush. I think I used this one day before work. If you go in really lightly with a floofy brush, it doesn't end up all crazy and out of control, so that's how I used it. I love it. I love this blush. And then the ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Silly Old Bear. This is from the Winnie the Pooh collection. I don't know if I used this at all. I feel like I did. I feel like I used it once. Maybe? It's just a, I don't know, a gold shade, you know? It's okay. It's a Super Shock Cheek, so it's very putty-like and wet. Not my typical favorite highlighter formula, but it's not terrible. But I am going to take it out of rotation. We do have a little bit more up here. I also had pulled the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Balm. I used this once for filming, I believe, and I just need to use it some more. But I'm going to put it back in my stash. I had also pulled the Artist Couture Diamond Glow Powder in Mermaid Fantasy, and I did use this. The Believe Beauty Bronzer. This one is in the shade Hawaiian Glow. This is such a beautiful bronzer. Totally underrated. If you have a Dollar General near you and they carry Believe Beauty, it's their, like, cosmetic brand, check out their bronzers. So I am going to pull that because I definitely got use out of that. What else do we have lurking over here? Oh, I was talking about this and then I got interrupted. The Artist Couture Mermaid Fantasy. I did use this in one of my recent videos, so let's pull that out. I pulled a lot, y'all. Pulled a lot of stuff. The Laura Geller, this is like their Baked Balance and Brighten Color Correcting Foundation. I haven't used this. It does darken my foundation whenever I put it on, and I use that over it, so I need to use that on its own. I just haven't done that yet, and I'm not going to do it right now, so we're pulling it. The KVD Good Apple Balm, I did not use that. It's just one of those foundations where it's a little finicky. It's not terrible. It's got great coverage, but it doesn't last all day on me unless I keep powdering. The NARS Laguna Bronzer. This is their new cream bronzers. Love this. It is a little dry, but not quite as dry as the Charlotte Tilbury. I really like it. The Wet n Wild Jelly Primer. You know, I've had this now for probably at least 2 years. Never used it. I'm just not... I have no desire to use it, so I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this. The Aquassurance from JCat Beauty. I love this powder. It reminds me a lot of the Charlotte Tilbury, their powder, their compact. I forget what it's called. You all know what I'm talking about. The real, popular one. It's very smoothing and has coverage to it. It's really nice. I didn't use it, though. I didn't need to use it. So I'm going to put it back. The Secure the Blur Primer from One Size. I did use this. I actually really like this primer. It's good. The Fenty Beauty Full Frontal Mascara. I believe I used that once. And then I also had the Charlotte Tilbury highlighting wands, or what was this one? The Beauty Light Wand. This one was in Peachgasm, and then I had also pulled their new one, Pillow Talk. I love those. I definitely don't need to have them in a Shop My Stash to get use out of them because I love them. So I don't want to end up pulling some of the same products. We're going to put these in here for right now and keep them separate. That way I can pull another set of products. And there she is, folks. The Shop My Stash from the last couple months. Let's pull for the upcoming months. So I did want to show you all what I did with this area over here. This looked a lot different yesterday. God, these freaking fruit flies. I've had a lot of free time over the past few days. I've been extremely sick and I've been at home. So I used that time when I wasn't in the bathroom to clean and straighten up a little bit. So, yeah, this is what this area looks like now. I just kind of organized it. I actually took all of my foundations off of this little stand back here. There's this like 6-tiered stand, and I used it for palettes, and I put my foundations over here in this little spinny rack. So I've got, because I cleaned this off and got rid of a lot of stuff. So I've got them separated by like hydrating foundations, matte foundations, natural, whatever. I've got them all sitting on here now. So this isn't exactly like the prettiest setup, but it's functional for me, and I don't know. I just wanted to switch things up a little bit. I got tired of looking at all the clutter over here, and while it still looks a little cluttered, I know what everything is, and everything has a place. And it's so much better than it was. I had like paperwork sitting up here. There's all kinds of crap up here. So right now I've got my lipsticks and some lip products. I've got a bunch of palettes sitting back there. Some of my favorites, and then some other ones that I just wanted to put on display. My little cute penguin from Base Blue Cosmetics that they sent over. I've got all my Natasha Denona palettes here, some empty palettes, all of my single shadow stuff that I was trying to make in that one, and all of my beautiful, shiny, sparkly singles are in these palettes here. So, you know, there's a little bit of method to my madness there. And what am I doing now? Grabbing stuff. Let's just start off here with the primers and whatnot like I usually do, and I'll work my way down, and then we'll do palettes at the end. The ones that have been here for a while, you all know this is OG here. It's the last one that I have like this. They don't make this kind anymore. Makes me extremely sad. It's the one primer that makes my makeup last all day long, and I am very upset that they don't sell this specific kind anymore. They changed it to this one, and this one's just not as good. So, shame on you, Smashbox. What do I want to do here? I'm going to pull out the Poreless Putty Primer from e.l.f. I was never that big of a fan of this. I never saw the hype with it. Let's pull that one. If I don't like it, I'm going to end up decluttering it after this round. I also have the Matte Putty Primer. This was another one that I was just like, okay. Wasn't exactly impressed with that either. You know, while I'm looking in here, I am going to pull this out. I have the full size of the Vitamin Glow Primer. It's actually really nice. But there's no need for me to have a little mini if I have the full size. So we can declutter that one. I'm trying to be smarter, y'all. I got too much stuff in here. Even after all the decluttering. Oddly enough, I really love the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. It's not one that I thought that I would be that into because of my oily skin. But it does help grip makeup on, and I feel like my makeup always looks really fresh when I put it over top of this. So I'm going to pull that. I bought this little mini, and as long as I keep loving it, I'll probably end up buying the full size at some point. It's a really great primer. What else do I want to pull? Oh, and I had picked up this one. You guys saw me use that in a comparison. It's pretty much just like the Hydro Grip. It's not quite as grippy, but it is sticky, if that makes any kind of sense. You know what? I have a little sample of the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. Let's pull that one. Again, never really saw the hype with that one. Let's pull one more. That'll give us 4, which is more than enough. I'm going to go ahead and pull this Waso primer from Shiseido. I was so excited about this when I first bought it, and I haven't used it in a really long time. It is mattifying, but it's not my absolute favorite. But I'm going to pull this one. That gives us a little variety here. We've got drugstore, we've got a, you know, one that makes my makeup look glowy and it's tacky, we got a matte one, and then we also have a bougie Tatcha primer. So that's the selection for the month. Okay, so let's move down to the concealers and odds and ends drawer. I just ordered a couple more of the NARS concealer because it's the one I use pretty much every day for work. I love it. It's my absolute favorite. It doesn't make my under eyes look crazy. Can I help you? Can I help you? What do you think you're doing? This is what you do. You steal my stuff. I was cleaning out underneath my oven the other day, and there was like 20 of my hair ties because he steals them. What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're doing? Sneaky? Him sneaky. Yeah. Look guilty. You know what's crazy is this section here was completely cleaned out like 4 months ago. Somehow it's filled back up again. I'm not really sure what the obsession is with skin tints because I don't really wear that many, but I've got quite a few now. Yeah, we do. Anyhow, concealers. A lot of these I have to mix because I got shades way too light for my skin tone. Camo concealer. Let's pull that one. I haven't used that one in a long time, I don't think. I also have the new Huda Beauty, and again, way too light. I usually mix it. I don't know why I keep hanging on to this. I don't like it. It's not that good. I'm going to get rid of it. Oh, this one's super drying. Again, I usually have to mix something more moisturizing with stuff like that. This Bare Minerals concealer I got from Influencer in a Vox box, and It's just a little too, like, yellow toned, but I can't remember if I liked the formula of it, so let's pull that one. I think I'm going to pull this Nude Sticks concealer. I've only used it maybe once or twice. It just doesn't have that much coverage to it, so I kind of steer clear of it, but I need to get some use out of it since it's just sitting in here. And since it's new, let's go ahead and pull the Faux Filter Concealer from Huda Beauty and get some use out of that. I mean, this is all typical stuff that I pull, like the mixing medium. I'm almost out of this. I'm going to need another one. It is a game changer if you're like me and you order foundations online and you order the wrong shades. It's great at making your foundation more cool toned, so little tip there. I am going to pull the Misha BB cream in case I have one of those days where I don't want a lot of coverage. I can wear that instead. It's actually really beautiful, and actually that does have a lot of coverage to it. It's a little too light for me, but I really like it. This isn't bad. I don't know why this is still sitting in here. I thought I threw this away. It's almost empty, and it's a little too dark for me, so that's going in the trash. It's old anyway. I don't think I ever used this, the Hydroflex from Tarte. It's a serum foundation. Is it even the right shade? Oh, that looks awful orange. There's just something about the consistency of that I really don't like, and it's very, like, orangey toned. I'm gonna declutter that. I don't like this being in here either. I know it's a concealer palette or a foundation palette, whatever, but I still haven't used it yet, and I really should just declutter it, but it was so expensive, and I'm being stubborn. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to leave it. We're going to leave it back there for right now. Anything else I want to pull for today? I don't think so. We're just going to leave that there for now. Yeah, let's shut the drawer before I change my mind. Powders. What have I not used in a long time? I mean, I rotate these around pretty decent, I'd say. Let's pull old trusty Laura Mercier. This is like OG Holy Grail status setting powder. You don't hear people talking about it that much anymore, but it is a great setting powder. I don't use it that much anymore either. My current favorite is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake setting powder in Sugar Cookie. I use it all the freaking time. I love that setting powder. So I'm obviously not going to pull that one since I use it all the time. The one size is pretty good. I don't know if I want to pull that. I am going to pull the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finishing Powder. It's a great finishing powder. I just don't use it enough. Let's pull one more. Here we go. Let's pull the Hyaluronic Hydra Powder from By Terry. I haven't gotten that much use out of it. It's not bad. I wouldn't say it's a favorite. It's very smoothing, very, very, very finely milled. I'm also going to pull this Glowish powder. This is something I've definitely not gotten enough use out of. It's super glowy. I can't use it as a foundation as they have shown because this stuff is like, you can't really see how bad it is here, but it is. It's almost like a highlighter. But we're going to pull that and try to get some use out of it. I think that's good for now. Oops. By the way, that Physicians Formula Butter Believe It powder, holy cow, this is such a great powder. I've already hit pan in 2 places, and I've only had it a couple months. So that tells you how great it is. Bronzers. I recently grabbed this Viseart bronzer. I feel like I got this from BoxyCharm Pop-Up because I didn't pay that much for it. And I haven't used it yet, so let's pull that. It does look like a really decent neutral tone bronzer. It leans a little warm, but it definitely looks more neutral. I'm hoping it is, anyway. Oh, almost dropped it. So, let's pull you. I really love this new bronzer from House Labs. Their formula is very, like, soft. It's kind of hard to describe. It's silky feeling, very soft. This is a really beautiful neutral tone bronzer. I don't know why I'm giving you guys a review all of a sudden, but it's in light number 2. Beautiful bronzer. I'm not going to pull that because I've used the absolute shit out of it here recently. I'm going to pull this face palette from Too Faced, the Natural Face Palette. It is such a beautiful palette. I mean, first of all, the packaging is 10 out of 10. But the inside, not only does it smell like chocolate, it's got these 2 really beautiful highlighters, this stunning bright blush, And then any of these can be used as like bronzer slash blush. So I'm going to pull that. Haven't used it in a while. I love it. Buy it on sale though, because you can get that half off, and that's not a cheap palette. So if you're going to get it on sale. I need a couple of bronzers here. I'm also going to pull, actually, if I can get to it without breaking things. Let's see. I'm going to pull the Smashbox Cali Contour palette. I got this quite a while ago, like when I first started my channel, and I just haven't used it recently. It's got a really good contour shade in here though, this one right here. Great contour shade, really beautiful blush shade. You know, it's got some good tones in there. I'm going to pull that as well. Okay, I blended this out on my wrist to show you. This looks like a copper penny, right? It's very balmy and almost sticky, but when you blend it out, it's got like this kind of pinky red undertone to it. I don't know if y'all can really see it. It is stunning. I just wish it wasn't sticky. But I think if I blend it out enough and powder over top, I feel like I might be okay. So I'm going to pull that because I haven't used it in forever. Is that enough bronzers? I feel like I want to pull one more. I haven't used this one in a while. This one's Into Sun from Fenty Beauty. Let's pull that one. Okay, that's enough bronzers. Jeez Louise. Moving down to the blushes. This is always the hardest for me. You don't really know which colors to grab until you have like an eye look down. But we got lots going on back there, you know? They're kind of hiding back there. I just love blush, and this is it's difficult, okay? Don't judge me. Which ones do I specifically want to get use out of? That's what I need to ask myself. There's some Melt blushes I would like to get some use out of. Of course, you can't tell until you look inside. I wish they were colored on the back. I got happy with it, and I just started smearing cream blush all over my arm. That really beautiful dark burgundy, whatever that is. Which one was that? Shit. This one is called Daydreamer. I'm going to grab that one. That one's going to be really hard for me to use. I'm going to have to be like super careful because it's extremely dark. I'm also going to grab this one. This one's polished, and it's that typical like pinky orangey flip type of shade. It's right there. It's really beautiful. So I'm going to pull that one. That's all I'm going to pull for the cream blushes. I need a couple of powder blushes. Actually, I lied. I haven't used these cream blushes from Fenty Beauty in at least a year. It's got to be a year. I've got Daiquiri Dip and Strawberry Drip. Daiquiri Dip is showing up more hot, like pinky red on camera, but in person, it's a lot deeper than that. I mean, it's still bright, don't get me wrong. And then this one is also a little bit deeper in person. I'm going to pull this one. Strawberry Drip. Okay, now I need a couple of powder blushes. This is ridiculous. I need something neutral because I've got a lot going on right now. That one looks like a bronzer. It can be both. You know what? I'm going to pull that. Like, why'd y'all let me go so overboard? Of course, I can't get to anything back here. I hate that about these drawers. I really do. I'm going to go ahead and pull this one from Patrick Ta. I don't wear peachy blushes that much. They're just not my favorite. But, you know, I have it, so might as well try to use it. This is really beautiful from Charlotte Tilbury. I might just pull this one. It's one of their baby blushes. But it just turns out to be a really pretty nude, nude shade. I'm going to pull that. I have to have something that's a little toned down. Okay, let's stop it there before I continue to go overboard. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pick out some foundations really quickly. Oops, I recently grabbed the L'Oreal True Match Nude, whatever this is, and I haven't used it yet, so let's pull that. I also need to try this Almay foundation because I recently grabbed that and haven't tried it yet. It's y'all's fault. What else was I wanting to try? Oh, I recently picked this up again. This used to be one of my favorites, the HD Liquid Coverage from Catrice. I ordered off of Amazon, and I got 2 different shades, and what's funny about it is the bottles look different. Like, this one says it has niacinamide in it, and the other one doesn't. With niacinamide, and this one says Second Skin Effect. It's really weird, right? Strange. But I'm going to pull that one. Oh, and I had also grabbed this from Makeup Revolution. Their In Real Life filter, IRL filter, whatever. A lot of drugs. Actually, they're all drugstore. Huh. I'm gonna pull the Pretty Fresh. I like that one. Okay, let's leave it there. Lots of drugstore, all drugstore foundations. Going over here to my highlighter drawer, I'm gonna pull this one from Laura Mercier. It's really beautiful. It's a baked highlighter, and it's stunning. Let's pull that. I feel like I pulled that not too long ago, but we're gonna pull it again. Look how beautiful this one is from Morphe. It's called Spark. This is like one of those unexpected finds. It is so beautiful, though. I'm gonna pull that one. I'm like sitting on my bed trying to reach my vanity here. Let's grab one more. Un más. I can't remember what this one looked like. Okay. God, that one's really pretty too. It's the one on top. Is that going to leave a cast? I'm going to pull it. I think that's going to be all for the highlighters. We've got IBY, Morphe, and Laura Mercier. I've pulled a lot this round. Eee, like too much. I recently set up this drawer here with samples because I cleared this drawer out. It had my special shades in it, but those are now on my dresser, as you guys saw. Anyhow, I don't think we're going to fool with samples today. There's a lot going on in here. I do want to, I don't know, I'll do a video in the future where I'm like doing a full face of samples or something close to that, if I even have that. Anyhow, do I want to bring any of my face palettes into the mix? I already have one over there. I haven't gotten a lot of use out of this yet from One Size. It's just a lot peachier than I thought it was going to be. You know what? Let's pull that. This is crazy. And last but not least, traveling down to the lashes and to the mascaras. This drawer is not nearly as overwhelming as it once was when there was 70 mascaras in here. My daughter has been using the lashes. I don't really wear lashes. With contacts, it's kind of a pain in the rear. And it's just an extra step that, to be quite honest with you, for me, it's unnecessary. You know, having the hooded eyes, it makes it hard to see what's going on the lids, so I don't wear lashes very often, and she gets good use out of them, so it's whatever. I'm gonna grab the Magnet mascara. I'm gonna grab their Real from Benefit, and I'm gonna grab Max Stack. I haven't used this one recently, so that is gonna wrap up the bulk of this. Good lord, massive Shop My Stash. I don't know why I do this. I've done this in the past where I grab way too many products. The whole purpose of me doing the Shop My Stash is to get use out of products that otherwise get overlooked, or that, you know, when I'm going through and picking out products, I get super overwhelmed. So doing it this way, where it's more narrowed down to like a core group of products, it makes it a lot easier for me to pick from things. But when I grab this much, it's like, what's the frickin' point, you know? Anyhow, we need to pick out several palettes as well. I want to try to really focus on using specific palettes during the course of a month, because as it is now, I have so many that none of them get used because it's overwhelming, which is just really stupid. Okay, let's turn my attention this way. First and foremost, I know I want to get more use out of the Natasha Denona Pastel palette. I believe I've only used it like twice, and I really love this palette. I think it's beautiful. I want to use this in conjunction with some of my special shades because I think they'll just make a beautiful combination. So I'm pulling that. I also want to pull Circo Loco because this is one of those palettes that I used for a video. You know, I filmed my first impression with it, did a couple looks, and then there it sat. I don't know if I've used it since. It's got some really beautiful shades in here. I feel like using that in combination with pastel would make sense. So let's do that. You know what I want to get more use out of? The Adept and Heather Alston palette. This is such a stunning palette. Like, are you kidding me? It is so beautiful. So let's pull that. I'm going to take one more. I don't know if I want to take it from here, though. Let's pick like an oddball palette. One that I haven't thought about using in a long time. One that is hiding. I need to do a palette collection video and declutter. That was supposed to happen today, but yeah, it hasn't happened, and now it's going to be too late to happen, so that's nice. You know, I had grabbed this one from Cash Beauty. It's called Secret Treasure. It's the only thing I own from them, and I just never used it, which is stupid. It doesn't look bad. It's just very basic. Nothing like revolutionary, but I'm gonna pull that. I'm gonna force myself to try it. And we're gonna grab one more palette. That'll give us 5 to focus on for the month, which is honestly more than enough. It's hard enough for me to focus on one. I don't know why I'm pulling 5, but I wanna, you know, it's fun picking out palettes, even if I don't get to use them. You know what? I never used this one. Still haven't freaking used it. And I've had it now for a while. What is wrong with me? Let's pull that one. That's it. That's what I'm pulling. This is my Shop My Stash for the month of July/August, or whatever, however long it takes me to get through these products. Thank you all so much for watching my recap, watching me pick out the newer products. This was a doozy of a video. I was planning on doing it all in one, where I did the product recap and then pulling the new ones and then doing a face. Obviously, that's not going to work out. Way too long of a video to do that, so I apologize. Next video will be me talking while applying these products, chit-chatting with you all a little bit. So if you guys want to hear that, make sure you stay tuned in the future for that video. Thank you so much for watching this one. Thanks for hanging out. It's always a pleasure, you know, getting to chat with you all in the comment section. If you all like this video, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. You know, stick around for a little while. We would love to have you join the family. Thanks again for hanging out, and I will check you all in the next video.